All right. Hi, Alex.
Hello, Lou.
Thanks for making the time to be my mentee in a way. Well, that's not the right term. I'm going to actually coach you in a little strategy that hopefully you can use with your students. So thanks for doing this learning style assessment. We came out as visual and kinesthetic kind of equally, which I thought was interesting, being a swim instructor as well as a teacher. So I think this will fit really well with that because it is very visual, but you could actually make it whole body by doing a bigger image and bigger tiles on the top. So this strategy comes from this book, Making Thinking Visible. It's by this guy, and it's just got a number of strategies in it. So he's all about we think for different reasons. So there's all these different kinds of thinking. I have these posters sometimes that I use. And we use thinking in different ways for different jobs. So it's just that he's all on about trying to make this explicit to kids. So you're not just thinking, but this is the kind of thinking that you're doing for this task. Or if they're doing a journal reflection, this is the kind of thinking you're doing for that task. I've also put on here whether it's a critical or creative thinking style, so that fits with the Australian curriculum, one of our 7 capabilities. We develop critical and creative thinkers. So that's where this has come from, and this is just one little strategy called zoom in. I also thought it would fit well with your reading because it really uses the thinking skill of inferring.
Shared reading?
Shared reading. Okay. I probably wouldn't do it just for a small group. I tend to do it whole class. You'll get more discussion. So it's designed to get kids to think about what's behind these little tiles that are covering the image. So, for example, you would probably, in most cases, plan the order that you would remove the tiles. So all I have under here is a photograph, and I've created a square and coloured it in and cut and pasted it. And just dragged it across. You could make these smaller or bigger. So then I just go like this. And I'll say, what can you see? What do you notice? Do you notice that?
It looks a bit like ocean.
What bit of it looks a bit like ocean?
I'm thinking that bit there looks like the waves breaking.
Yeah. Right.
And this could be some sort of fin or body of something behind.
Okay.
The blue sort of giving me the ocean thought as well.
Yeah. Now, I didn't plan the order that I would reveal this, but now that you've said that, that's going to help me make my next choice, because this strategy is about helping kids be flexible and change their thinking when they get new information in.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I might do this one next.
Okay. Now I'm thinking it looks like the tip of an iceberg, which continues to fit with my ocean thinking.
Okay, so just then your thinking changed a little bit because some new information came to light.
So no longer thinking it's an animal, thinking it's an iceberg.
Yeah. Okay, what if I did this one here?
Thinking it looks still like the bottom of the iceberg.
Okay. So your thinking is confirmed, you're inferencing.
I wouldn't say confirmed because even this darker part could still say that there's something else there.
Okay. Do you want to?
It could just be the reflection.
Do you want to pick a tile for me to?
I might go this one.
Yeah. Does that help?
I think so. I think it is confirming my theory.
Okay. Which part of the picture is more puzzling?
Probably this darker bottom bit here.
Do you want to remove another tile there then?
Doesn't help much, does it?
Well, it's just like there's nothing, there's no new information there for you. Let's try this one.
Oh. Now I can see that that's a handle, and so is the darker patch that I thought might have been something else earlier.
So what do you think this is?
I'm thinking it's a plastic bag in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen this image before? I'll just go through this a bit
Probably
faster.
a similar image, but not necessarily that one.
Yeah. So this is a metaphor, obviously, for plastic in the ocean, isn't it? So the plastic we can see is the tip of the iceberg. Kind of analogy, really. So I chose this image when we started our unit on plastic.
I'm just thinking we're doing materials at the moment.
Yeah.
Today we did renewable, like reusable and recyclable resources. So this might be a good activity.
Yeah, it's just like a tuning in to their thinking. This one is a character. This second one is a character in a story. So you've got the idea now, but you know, I might go, you might know a little bit about this character or have seen them in a movie. What can you see here? You know, there's a little bit of detail in here, but really not enough information maybe to call anything yet. Well, what can you see there?
So they might be starting to think some sort of ancient character.
What makes you say ancient?
I'm thinking the long beard. This looks like a helmet.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm using prior knowledge there.
Yeah. But some kids in your class will have that.
Yeah.
Which tile would you remove next then? Now that you know that.
If I had the choice, I would pick that one to
I'm not going to let you pick that one.
Oh, okay.
Try something else.
This one up here. Which I think.
So we're going, by looking at this, we're going to confirm or change your thinking.
That's definitely confirming my thinking.
Have you seen those before somewhere?
Yeah. I'm thinking Viking type thing.
Okay. Who are the Vikings? Etc. etc. You get the idea. That is Thor.
See, I probably I would know that was Thor.
I would do the hammer. Because a lot of people would have seen the movie.
Yes.
Yes. And I shared this one when we started a text that was.
And did they know it was Thor?
Yes, totally.
Okay.
But I had kids like, I won't say,
X, Y,
who were totally all over it. So you know your class and your kids. But that could just be part of the front cover of a book, or a nice image within the book. This one here, you could use it for history. So I think it was first designed by a lady who was looking at primary sources of evidence. You know, what is this? What can we tell from it? So this is one of John Glover's paintings, for example.
Oh, okay.
So you could use it for history.
The first Australian type thing.
And you could use it, this one here,
geography.
Yeah, exactly. So clearly you pick your image based on what you want to engage the kids in, and I like it as an engagement.
So is this
tool?
Is that what it was designed for? To be the tuning?
Well, as I said, the lady designed it to. I'm not sure actually if it's tuning in or just getting kids to think about. I know they talk about it being used in graphs, like what might be. You might reveal some data on a graph or a display, and you go, what might the next piece of data be? Like you can apply it in all sorts of different ways. So that's that. So you could make a hard copy. Get kids to actually physically remove the square covers, or I just do it like this. I've written you some notes. So the purpose of it, which we've talked a bit about choosing the right content. So the steps, you set it up, you reveal it, you might plan your reveal. I call it the reveal, and then you repeat it until the entire image is revealed. Encourage students to discuss their interpretations. Typo there. And you share that thinking out loud. You could look for kids in terms of assessing their thinking. You'd be looking for things like, are they paying attention to detail? And, do they justify their thinking?
Which is a big one.
Yeah. Are they able to take in new information, or are they unwilling? Do they just sit there go, no, it's as I think until the very end, like a combative type of approach, or are they kind of modified?
Which I do have a few of those.
Yeah. And the tips for it would just be a practice run if you want to do it in a sequence that you control. So which parts would you remove? Challenge students to think of other situations when their thinking has changed, and as they've found out more about a situation. So then you start to apply that. Like you could talk about a situation on duty where you get information from this person and you form an opinion, but then you hear information from this person, so you have to kind of adjust. We do it a lot.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah. You could have a planning tool like this. What is your purpose? What's the image you've chosen? What is your order of review? And a bit like Matt would say, have you got specific planned questions? You could record student responses somehow. You could get them to write something on a sticky note. You could be recording. You could have we think, and then on this side you could have we think now, and just kind of make that really visual. They could do that individually in a book. I see now, like on this page here, what I see here, what do I think, what do I see, what do I think. So that could be an assessment tool, but also just different ways of assessing how well they can think. So what I would like from you over the next whatever, maybe in some time in the next fortnight, that you have a try of this with your class, and that we get together again when you're ready and after you've done that lesson to share back how it went.
All right.
So your own reflections on what you thought, and maybe if you have some data from the kids in terms of their responses, or do you think it was useful in making their thinking more explicit and more vigorous? How does that sound?
Good. I'm wondering if I can pinch that one.
Of course you can. I'll email it to you. Or you've got.
All right, I've already got to have
it. Yeah. Is there any other way I could support you in this? Do you think it could be useful?
I definitely think it could be useful, and I'm looking at this one here, and I'm thinking that I'll probably have the sticky dot version first of this is what we're thinking now. Everyone write on this sticky.
Yeah.
Come back.
Like sticky notes. Yeah.
And also because I think that's also forcing some of the, nice way, forcing some of the kids who generally wouldn't share to quietly have their share and put it on the board. Yeah. Or if they don't want it to be seen, I can just read it and go, oh yeah.
So as they bring it up, would you be having a quick read?
Yeah. And we'll make a class one, okay, reveal another tile, do what we think now. And then I'm thinking, second time you do that, could do it more like this.
Yeah.
They're at their tables. Take a slide off, okay, write what you notice, write what you're thinking, take another tile, write what you notice. So it's a more individual thing, but prior to that we've somewhat structured it. It
also suggests here that you could do it in a small group. So you could do it for guided reading if you wanted to. I mean, even just that
Just
skill
for-
of inferring. Yeah. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, Alex.
No
I'll
worries.
see you in a fortnight. Good luck with it. I'll just turn this off.